Cześć, witajcie na kanale Q21. Ja mam na imię Paweł, ze mną jest Livio Cucuzza, czyli osoba odpowiedzialna za projektowanie i powstawanie wszystkich produktów spod marki Sonus Faber. Dzisiaj gości w naszym salonie, dlatego zadam mu kilka ciekawych pytań. Jak zwykle wiecie, że lubimy szanować wasz czas, więc nie chcę za bardzo przedłużać tego filmu, zatem przejdziemy od razu do pierwszego pytania. So Livio, thank you for coming, obviously. The first question I have is, do you know any Polish audio brands?
Of course. I was recently impressed by what FET did on the design of the new amplifiers. So they are quite popular also in Italy, and I think I met someone of the design team over the socials, so Instagram.
Okay.
And I congratulate with them, and they did a great job, and very interesting product.
Yeah, I think that some Polish brands really took off over the past few years, and now we have some companies that we are really proud of. For example, Fez Audio and Pylon Audio.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how it's pronounced outside of Poland. It's Pylon here, but it might be.
I think it's
Pylon.
Okay. I think it's this.
Okay, so we are really proud. I think they're making some really nice, really interesting products, and we are proud that they are made in Poland. But we are not here to talk about Polish brands, are we? So let's switch to the other question. Livio, the second question: what are you planning for the next months or years at Sonus Faber, if you can share something?
Sure. We are working in many directions right now in Sonus Faber because the brand is in a very good moment of expansion. We are becoming a true global brand. And of course, now we have responsibilities to different countries. People are expecting products from us in different areas. So one area that we are currently developing a lot is the custom installation line. Yeah, so you have the Palladio products in your room, and that's a very important market for us. We are now in the process of creating a larger offer of products in that range. We introduced some years ago these Arena custom installation products, which are dedicated to the professional cinema rooms, and they are having a lot of good. We are having a lot of good feedbacks about that product, so we want to expand in that direction. Of course, the core business, our classic passive loudspeaker, is our main focus. I think you will see very soon in Munich a new line of passive loudspeaker, very important line. So it's a sort of third generation, second generation of that line, with a lot of new technology coming from our flagship Suprema. And then through the end of the year, you will see also some new products coming in the heritage line.
Okay.
Also, we are focusing ourselves on new trends like streaming integrated products. This is something we are taking care, but we want to do it properly with the classic Sonus Faber quality. So it's not an easy process. It's a little bit longer. And of course, the automotive for us. So it's also pretty important. We are working with some Italian brands to have our sound signature in their cars. I think it makes sense. We are sharing many customers with them, so it's a nice way to have quality and made in Italy heritage in cars.
So actually, with that answer, you answered my two next questions, but I'm still going to ask them. Maybe we can expand the topic. We use the Palladio system in our room, and it's nice actually to see such a brand that also focuses on more of the home cinema systems, because not everyone likes stereo. Some people like to have a very high quality cinema together with good audio for music reproduction. So it's good to see. And also the topic of cars. That was a question that I really wanted to ask, because we have a lot of good quality and beautiful Italian brands in automotive market. So can you share anything related to automotive market, like whom it might be, what is your plan, and how different is it to manufacture a car audio system than the classic stereo?
Sure. To reply to your first question about custom installation, we believe that home cinema deserve more quality, because sometimes the focus of many brands is in reaching high SPL. Our challenge was to have the same level of SPL with our sound quality, which was a little bit difficult at the beginning, but I think we are succeeding in that. Regarding the automotive, that's a big opportunity for us. Italy has a long tradition of beautiful cars, and I think they really match with the Sonus Faber brand DNA in some cases. So the most important part for us is the selection of those brands, because of course we are not interested to be everywhere. We want to be in the best cars. So the first was Maserati, and still is Maserati. I think you will see new models coming out from them with our sound system in the car. Beautiful collaboration. I think we share a lot of values, and the people who work there, especially in the design lab, are now friends, and this is good. At the end of the day, I think any business is made of connection between people. So this is really important for us to expand a little bit our range of friends. You will probably see in the next future another collaboration with another iconic brand. One of the most iconic, I must say, maybe the most. And again, that's because we believe that Sonus Faber must be only with the best. What's different? It's not really different designing a speaker for car or a speaker for home in terms of end result. At the end of the day, we have a very clear scope in mind, which is this illusion to be in a music event, and you can reach it with stereo speaker, with all-in-one solution, with home theater, but also in the car. Why not? And so we are pretty sure about our sound signature. So we have no doubt in what we need to achieve that sound signature. So in terms of driver's design, crossover design, we know exactly how we need to design those systems. So it's pretty the same kind of process. But of course, the environment is completely different. So you have to take in consideration you are in a small environment with a lot of reflections, and you have DSP, very powerful DSP. So you can be tempted to do a lot of strange processing. But at the end of the day, we want to be pure as much as we can. And so our goal is always to offer this natural sound, even if the system is very complex with many speakers. I think the focus in that design for us is the driver design itself, because we believe in some specific materials to do the membrane and silk dome and paper cones. We really believe that the best recipe to obtain a natural sound. And then the fine tuning is probably the most intensive but also fun part of the job, because our engineer stays in these cars for many hours, and you have to listen to the system in a different position of the car, and the sound must be always at the level of our expectation. So not super easy, but I think we succeeded. We won 2 ASA award in a row with our system in Maserati. The first one with the MC20, and the second with the Grecale, which was a sort of amazing surprise because ASA was not dedicated to car system before, and also winning the award in 2 years in a row was pretty impressive. So even if our team is pretty new to this field, I think we are doing the right moves, and I'm pretty proud of them.
Congratulations! Such a nice achievement already.
Yeah,
2 times in a row.
Yes.
Very nice. Okay, the next question, that's actually might be very interesting. Okay. What Sonus Faber model of loudspeakers would you put in your own studio system? You can choose only one.
Only one?
Yes.
Okay, if it's only one, I will say Stradivari, which is the speaker I own. The G2, of course. For many reasons. I was not, to be honest, a big fan of the first version because it was a kind of strange presentation in sound reproduction with this big sound stage. But when we approached the second generation of that model and we did all the listening tests and we created the first prototypes, I was personally involved in that development, and I discovered, listening to that speaker, that particular design, the wide front baffle, was offering something very particular and very peculiar, very special. And at the end of the process, I was completely in love with the speaker, and then I decided to buy a pair. Also because it was I had the opportunity to buy one of the first 120 numbered pair, and I wanted to do the investment because I'm sure that they will have a high value in maybe 10 years or more. So I'm particularly linked to that project and that speaker. I have a second one. I know you want only one, but I have a second one, which is the Maxima Amateur. Also, that project is very important for me because it was the first project managed by me directly, and we made that project during the COVID lockdown. And, that moment for, I think, the entire planet was not pleasant, was not nice. And that project was a way to escape from reality a little bit. We had the factory completely empty because, we were working from home mostly. So some day we escaped from our house and went in the listening room to test that speaker, and was really a way for us to connect again together in person, and again escape a little bit from reality. And so we put a lot of love in that project.
And it was probably the most unusual environment you've ever been working in, manufacturing and designing a product. Like during the lockdown.
Absolutely. Difficult because, of course, you had no access to all the laboratories all the time. We have very limited access, and, police was really severe. But we found a way to go there some days. So not easy, but for sure an amazing opportunity. For us, and so every time I listen to a pair of Maxima, I have this good memory.
Very good. Livio, next question: what do you think about burning in your speakers? Some manufacturers actually say that their speakers should be burned in for like 100 hours or 200 hours. What is your take on this topic?
Burning? You are talking about burning the speaker?
Not with fire. Not with fire.
So that's controversial, I know, because people expect you give them an amount of hour, which is really difficult to say because it really depends by the music they are listening to, the volume they are listening to the speaker. In general, I would say the speaker is the component of the system that benefit the most from the burning because you have moving parts. And these moving parts are made of rubber, silk, paper, and all these materials, when they are new, they are pretty rigid.
Yes.
So you can also measure the benefit of burning. It's something that, it's very known. At the point that for our homage series and above, we do some hours of burning of the drivers before we mount the drivers in the speaker, because the drivers change their characteristics, the electric characteristic after some hours. So you must be sure that they are changing in the right direction. So we do that in-house, but of course then there is a process that the customer must do in home. So I will never tell to anyone a number, because again, if you are listening to like heavy metal music for a week at 90 dB of pressure, that's more than enough. If you are listening to classic music or like few instruments for an year, maybe it's not enough. So it's a matter of usage. But what I recommend is always to, at least for the first month, to play some music and different music on the speaker, and sometime go high in volume, so you can really let them have their final performance in a shorter time. But we definitely believe that there is a good reason to do that.
The next question is, are you planning to expand into active loudspeakers market?
Yeah, we already have a couple of solutions. We have an only one, Omnia, and we have Duetto, which is a true stereo speaker. I don't know if you had the opportunity to hear, especially Duetto. It's an incredible solution. When we had the opportunity to work with active solution, we discover that, of course, you have amazing possibility to, for example, in the bass frequency, to tune the bass to a level that a passive solution cannot reach. So they have some very important point in positive aspect. We are working in that direction, yes. The only thing that for us is limiting a little bit the development of those models is that, first of all, I believe that there is a part of pleasure for audiophile, which is the game of changing electronics and cables and CD players. I'm an audiophile, so I know perfectly what I'm talking about. And an active speakers is limiting.
It's a closed system.
It's a closed system. It's limiting a little bit. So you had advantage, but also disadvantage. But I know also that there is a new generation of customer who are not maybe in this game of changing gears and separate, stack of amplifiers, who are searching for this solution because maybe they did their path in audio reproduction using some Bluetooth speakers, and they are searching for more quality. And I think a brand like Sonus Faber can give a good solution to them. So something we are trying to do is to offer the classic Sonus Faber quality with a little bit of convenience. So if people are used to listen music through their smartphone. We think that we must be up to date and give them a solution. But also we will be always the brand of audio fanatics who wants to mix and match amplifiers and sources, because I think it's a beautiful game, and we believe in that a lot.
So this might be a very interesting one. We all know that Sonus Faber has a characteristic sound about it, so-called house sound.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is, what's the time of the manufacturing and designing the product when the house sound comes in? Like what is the type of approach you have to do to ensure that the Sonus Faber house sound is present in the new loudspeaker?
So the sound signature or the way we design a speaker is not like a single ingredient. Is something that belong to the whole process, because we are now able to design drivers in-house, and when the designers are approaching the design of a driver, they already know that they had to design the driver to have some specific characteristics to reach what we call the natural sound or the sound of Sonus Faber. So in terms of like structure of the motor of the driver, the suspension, the shape of the membrane, everything is designed to arrive to that point that we have in mind. So we know that our customer enjoy our products because they sometimes I see on social some of our customers, they say with this and that speaker you can hear the recording. With Sonus Faber you are really enjoy music, and this is what we want to do. We want to really have a pleasant and long experience without any harsh, without any fatigue. So when we design drivers, we start with that in mind. The shape of the cabinet is made to accomplish the characteristic of the driver. And finally, the crossover design is, of course, the most relevant part when you talk about sound signature, because the crossover is where you define the level of salt and pepper.
Yes.
And of course, that's the most delicate part. We have a process in the company which is called the sound quality. And we have a panel of people coming from different departments. Some of them are with Sonus Faber since the beginning, so very experienced listener. And we have a list of tracks. I think they are less than 10. I think 8 tracks, and each track has some particular aspects. And through the listening, the listener has to evaluate any tracks with a number 1 to 5, and we approve the crossover design only if all the listeners agree that the speaker meets our sound signature. So it's a long process, but also it's the most fun part, because you are listening to music together and sharing opinions. So it's not only one, section of the process. It's the entire process which is made to accomplish the Sonus Faber signature.
Okay, Livio, last question, and that's going to be a fun one. What do you like the most about Poland so far?
Well, I enjoying a lot this trip in Poland, because I'm see the country in a different way. I've been here mostly for the Warsaw audio show, and that's only one environment, so a big city. And it's a little bit like in Italy. If you visit Milan, you'll have an idea of Italy, which is maybe very different from the reality, because the country is pretty big, and you have different culture, different places. And this trip is showing me how different is Poland, going from north to south, and how the environment is changing, but also the habits of people, the food. I'm really enjoying. I had no clue that Poland was so different, going to place. And what I'm also enjoying is receiving feedback from dealers and customers about how they perceive our brand, because it's always beautiful to have this view from the outside, right? Because you always have the perception from the inside, but it's important to have feedback from outside. So I'm getting a lot of inspirations during this trip.
And what is your favorite Polish food so far? Have you tried pierogi, for example?
No, it's very difficult to me to say that. It's very difficult. I need to test more specific Polish food.
But so far so good?
Yeah, very good. Yeah, very good.
It's not Italian cuisine, of course, which is considered to be the best in the world, and I think I agree on that. But Polish cuisine is also very good, I think so.
Yes, it's good, and I think the cuisine of the north of Europe is really interesting to me, because I have some specific taste, and the north of Europe is matching a lot with my taste. Different from Italian cuisine, but must be like that, in my opinion. I think it's part of the beauty of traveling is to taste different things. And I was in China last week, and so this is really different.
Yeah.
Really different, but I'm enjoying a lot.
I na tym skończyła się nasza lista przygotowanych i nieprzygotowanych pytań. Livio, thank you for participating in the
Thank
show.
you for having me.
Mam nadzieję, że wam odcinek się podobał. Jeżeli macie jakieś dodatkowe pytania, oczywiście zapraszam was do sekcji komentarzy na dole, a my się widzimy w kolejnym filmie. Na razie.